Welcome to the Plant Trainers Podcast, where we're helping people improve their quality of life through nutrition and fitness. And now, your hosts, nutrition and wellness coaches, international speakers, Adam and Shoshana Chaim.
Hey, I'm Adam Chaim.
And I'm Shoshana Chaim, and we are
Propelled by Plants. Today we bring to you episode 389, Creating a Vision for the New Year.
In this episode of the Plant Trainers Podcast, we are offering you an opportunity to look back on 2020 and take a time to look forward into 2021. This episode is short, but we do hope that you will go through it and press pause, think hard, reflect, maybe meditate on it, and answer the questions in writing. We hope this helps you find more direction and create a plan to follow, a compass moving towards 2021 goals.
We provide you with an action plan to take to reflect on where you were in 2020 and get you to where you want to go in 2021. And if you do want to see all the questions that we talk about today, they're in the show notes at planttrainers.com/389. We hope you enjoy the show. And of course, happy holidays and happy new year to all of you. And now for a moment of gratitude.
I'm grateful for a life by design. I'm grateful to be able to have a job that allows me to be home with the children, that allows me to work and create such amazing opportunities in other people's lives, and to be able to come into your ears once a week. And I would love it if you were to reach out and say hello.
I'm grateful for this time of year when we have the opportunity to reflect on the year that just passed and also to create a vision like we're helping you do today on where we want to go in the upcoming year. Okay, let's do this.
All right.
Here we go.
End of December, putting 2020 behind us, jumping in with both feet into 2021. But the truth is that it doesn't matter if you're listening to this in February, March, April, if you're listening to this in December of 2021, everything we're going to talk about is really something that you can be doing right now. It's something that you don't have to wait till the end of the year to do. It doesn't have to be particular for this year, but this is the time that we're recording it. And a lot of people are really happy to get rid of 2020. A lot of people are happy to go into 2021. And I don't know, do you have some feelings about that? They're controversial, maybe.
It's been quite a year, 2020. I mean, every year's quite a year, but this one was filled with some different challenges for so many people. And it's been a big struggle. And a lot of us listening or watching have gone through experiences like none before, and we have done that as a society. And hopefully everybody listening is healthy and feeling good and didn't suffer loss. And if you did, we send our condolences, but hopefully you haven't been hit with too much negativity from this whole experience. And perhaps even some amazing opportunities came out of the situation that we were put in. It's been a year.
It's definitely been a year. And yes, our hearts are there with you.
Should that be my quote of the week? It's been a year.
It's been a year. Our hearts are there praying for you. We've been praying all along, even if we don't know you, that everything is okay within your family, financially, health-wise. I mean, I've heard some stories this year and it is crazy and it is like no other. And it was complicated because of what's going on. And at the same time, I can't say that I'm very happy and excited to get rid of 2020 and, jump into 2021. But at the same time, December 31st, January 1st, you're going to have the same restrictions. You're going to have the same quarantine. So I think that more than it's a different year, because we don't really know what's happening, it's an opportunity to change your mindset and already have some experience with how the world has changed. Look at some of the places where you've had success despite everything, where you've had loss despite everything. Look at what you can control and what you can't control, and change the way that you see things and change some of your habits, whether it be nutrition or business or mindset or whatever it is, so that you could then move forward with a more positive attitude, even if your attitude's positive already, and make a little bit more out of the year.
I think a lot of people went through a lot of changes. I mean, when March showed up and we all had to go into some type of lockdown or quarantine, people started to spend a lot more time with their immediate family. And that could have been a very big bonus for those families that didn't have those opportunities before. It probably could have been challenging for some. but it was a great opportunity to really connect on a deeper level with your own immediate family. And that's just one thing, one way to look at things, as an opportunity that's positive that could come out of this whole thing. I mean, another thing would be that more people started to realize that, oh, I'm sitting home doing nothing. Maybe I need to take some more control over my nutrition, and I'm starting to cook a little bit more of my own food because I have the time to do it. And why not make it myself, because I have that time. So it's a different experience, and you're probably eating a lot better. In some cases, you're probably eating a lot more.
But anyway, we're going to take a deeper look into that in a couple of minutes. You might find that this episode is a little bit shorter than normal. And part of the reason is because you all have a lot going on. But part of the reason is really because it is made to press stop. It is made to press pause, reset, but also take a journal. Write the answers to the questions we're about to ask you. Look for key ideas on what you can work on moving forward. And if you don't have the privilege of being able to press pause right now and work through it, come back to it and work through it. We really think that this process is going to help you moving forward. Now, tell me, dude, will this come out on the 29th of December? Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's the 29th of December. So you still have 2.5 maybe days, but regardless if it's already 2021 or 2020, this is going to work for you. So let's do a little bit of a reflection together. Yeah. And one of the ways that I like to start a reflection is looking at your wins, because that brings out the positive, that changes the mindset, that puts smiles on your face. So was there an opportunity where you were able to save money? Was there an opportunity where you're still able to make money? Did you get a new job? Did you get a degree? Did you get a new relationship? Did you learn to cook a new recipe? Nothing too big or too small. Did you get a new pet? Nothing too big or too small that you can't put on the list of your wins.
Should I share a few wins? Like, is that what we're doing here?
If you'd like to.
So I would say one of my wins was that I accomplished a few different challenges that I set for myself. The month of June, I ran 10K a day for the entire month, raising money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So that was a win. And of course, I had a lot of support in that whole experience. And there's been other fitness challenges and wins that I had over the course of 2020 during these challenging times. But I think another win for us is that we continue to put out these podcasts, and we continue to meet and interview such amazing people and continue to build our network and learn from all these amazing people. And the people that we don't mention very often are the ones that are buying our ebooks or contributing to our Patreon, and the reason that's important for us, I think, is because there's a financial component that goes along with podcasting. And having these people buy our products or support us through Patreon pays directly towards that to allow us to continue to manage this podcast and do this show. And we've also had interns working for us, so we've been able to work with that aspect of things.
It's also a win when we see you comment on our Instagram page at Plant Trainers or TikTok, and even more so sharing the podcast or sharing a post that we did or sharing a podcast on Facebook. Because if you can share it and 5 more people will see it and 1 more person becomes a listener, that's an opportunity to change their quality of life. And then it's not you telling them anymore what to do. It's them hearing it from another source, and that can help. Some of the wins that I've had this year is that my children's book that is coming out in April 2021 was finally made and put together. And I'm sitting here with the cover.
I can't even grab it. Where is it?
It's up there on the wall. I'm sitting here with the cover of it on the wall. It's just so wonderful to think of that coming out, because that was like 6 years in the literally 6 years in the making. So
yeah, for those of you you're watching on YouTube, you could see the cover right now.
Another win that I had this year was being able to join an amazing community of women. I'm part of a beautiful networking group that really brings heart-centered women together. We meet once a month, and then there's worksheets that we go through that that help you grow as an individual. There's all kinds of different workshops that are put out by global members. I've just become a global member. And actually today I did my first plant-based talk with them, but you could learn about LinkedIn. You could learn about Facebook. You could learn about
so much opportunity,
so many opportunities. And if you're interested in that, if you're a female, either entrepreneur or someone that needs to create your own leads within your business, reach out to me and I'm happy to tell you more about it and see. But that's not what this is about. This is about you guys. So let's continue.
Let's continue because we could talk about wins all day long.
So we're not going to answer all these questions, or it's going to be twice as long as other podcasts instead of half as long. So here we go. It's beautiful for us to share our wins, but what are your wins? Write them down. Reach out to us. Reach out to somebody else and tell them. Maybe we can put on our Facebook or on our Instagram, what are your wins for 2020? And you can find that. So now Adam has a job to go and
because I have nothing else to
fix up the social media to have that.
All right. So let's go. What were some of your challenges that you had control over? So
that's the key. What did you have control over as opposed to, well, there was a pandemic.
Right.
Yes, we can't control that. But what challenges did you have that you were able to actually control, and what changes can you make if you're faced with that challenge coming forward? And then in that question, take a look at where are the gaps? Where are the gaps? Where do you need to learn more information so it doesn't happen again? Where can you grow so that you could approach a similar situation again next time differently? So where are the gaps and what action can you take in 2021 to fill those gaps? That's key. Taking the action step is the one that a lot of people miss. We often reflect and find and understand things, but we don't take that next step and put in the action to actually overcome or make that change moving forward. And now take a look at where do you feel with overall satisfaction in your own life? So you can do that in terms of a number. You can do that in terms of a feeling. Is it a color? Is it somewhere in your body? But where overall satisfaction, how happy are you with your life right now? Yeah. And what's that going to do? If these people write these things down and answer these questions, what will that do for them? Well, it's going to give you an opportunity to reflect back. It's going to give you an opportunity to look at some of the patterns in there. It's going to give you the opportunity to highlight or circle and to then create some kind of goals. And people who create goals and write them down, I can't remember what the actual stats are. It's either 70 or 74% more likely for your goals to come true if you write them down. Yeah. So writing all of this out, if it's a whole bunch of bad stuff, guys, crumple it up, throw it out, burn it in the fireplace, flush it down the toilet, let it go. And if it's filled with positive stuff, embrace it. Exactly. All right. So here we're going to go with a couple of questions. So get these questions down. We got to go through them quickly because we want to keep this short. So if you don't get them all the first time, hit the rewind button, come back to them. Okay. By December 31st, 2021, where do you want to be professionally? Where do you want to be financially? Where do you want to be personally and socially? So that's talking about maybe groups of friends and relationships. Where do you want to be with your health-wise? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be with your fitness? Where do you want to be with your nutrition? And then list 1 to 2 hobbies or lifestyle items and where you'd like to be with them. So maybe it's the golf swing or maybe it's knitting. And how do you feel with overall satisfaction in your life now that you are achieving all of these things? So you're fast forwarding. We're fast forwarding. Future pacing. So before it was, where do you feel satisfaction in your life right now? And if you achieve all of these things that you just wrote down, what is your overall satisfaction going to be like in your life? So once you have all those answers, what's the next step? We got to break it down, right? So yes, because goals are great, but without action, goals are just sentences. So what do you need to do to get to where you just wrote down for those answers? That's the first thing you got to figure out. Exactly. So if you want to knit a scarf, you need to figure out, well, do you even know how to knit? Do you need to take a knitting course? Do you need to go buy some wool, order it on Amazon, whatever it is? So what do you need to do for each of those? And then how much time are you going to need to do it? Or how much time are you willing to commit to it, because time plays into being able to achieve the goals sometimes as well. And
When?
Oh, yeah.
When
What days are you going to do it? So what days are you going to work on your knitting? What days are you going to work on your fitness? What days are you going to work on socializing?
Now, I think this is the biggest part here. What are you going to do to be able to hold yourself accountable? I'll say that again. What are you going to do to be able to hold yourself accountable, to be able to get all these things done? Very important.
And although you're holding yourself accountable, you can still have external help with that. So to hold yourself accountable, do you need to find an accountability partner? Do you need to hire somebody to do something for you? So if you want to have good food, do you need to hire a company to bring you the food? Or do you need to hire someone to teach you how to do something? Do you need to take a course to learn how to do it for yourself?
Yeah, I think accountability is a huge piece that a lot of people leave out. So obviously setting the goals is huge. Taking action is even bigger. But then having accountability to make sure that you are on top of it is super important, and people miss out on that.
And now it's time to decide if you're committed to everything that you just said. Are you committed to achieving the goals, or are you committed to the financial or the personal or the business? Are you committed to that? And if your answer is yes, you need to write down, yes, I am committed to that. And then you need to write your vision statement. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you call it, but it's important to state that you are happy and grateful for already being in that position. It's not, I will do this by December 31st. I'm so happy and grateful that I am financially stable, that I have that dream job, that I have knitted my first sweater, that I stay on the bicycle for 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, on or before December 31st. 2021. So I'll say that again. I am happy and grateful that I state your goals on or before December 31st, 2021.
And I think it's really important to plaster that line everywhere. Put it on your mirrors, put it in your bathroom, put it on your desk. It's something you want to see very often. You've all heard about a vision board by now. Well, this statement is your vision statement, and it should be something that you see regularly so that it makes an impact on you, and it reminds you each day to do what you need to do that day to get you where you want to be with that vision.
Do you see my new one sitting over there?
Stay positive, or
No.
I am so happy and grateful that.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
I
so
see
happy
that.
and grateful that.
Yes.
So
and then you have a whole list of what's there. That's great.
I have a list. Yes, yeah. I do.
So write it out, put it all on your vision board, put it on your desk, put it wherever you can. And it's an important exercise to go through. So we talked about a lot of things. We asked a lot of questions. You're going to want to go back and re-listen to this to get all those questions down. And we told you we'd keep it short. We probably went longer than we were supposed to. We're going to take a break here, guys. Happy New Year. We wish you all the best health and happiness. We hope you're doing well. Your family's doing well. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast and coming back to it week after week. We have amazing lineup of guests coming up, and we are super excited to keep putting these podcasts out. So thank you so much.
Yeah, huge January.
Happy New Year, my friends.
Happy New Year,
well.
everybody.
Bye.
Thank you all so much for listening to this edition of the Plant Trainers Podcast. We want to make sure that you subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, or any other podcasting platform.
We really appreciate the feedback we receive from you every time we get a 5-star rating or review on iTunes from one of our fans. It really helps other people find us just like you did.
Thanks so much to our patrons. To become a patron, visit us at patreon.com/planttrainers. Even supporting us with $1 really makes a difference in the quality of the show.
And don't forget to connect with us on Instagram and Twitter. Our handle is @PlantTrainers. Like Plant Trainers on Facebook, join our newsletter, and check out our website at planttrainers.com for awesome recipes, a list of our services, and of course, our latest podcast.
We encourage you to email your questions to info@planttrainers.com so that we can help you improve your quality of life through nutrition and fitness.
So we hope we've inspired you today. Join us again next time and have a healthy day. Or is that too corny?
It's a little cheesy.